welcome to Dare to Outdo Yourself. I am your host, Ronda Phillips. As always, I am here to challenge and empower you to take charge of your life through preparation, performance, and persistence. Now, I trust that you are in for a very enlightening and informative program on today. So wherever you are, just sit down, regroup, and relax, and let's get ready to hear all that awaits you to receive on today. Now, I am so excited because I have a very special guest with me on today, and of course, I know that if you just take a moment to just tune in, you'll learn some very informative news and information that will be beneficial to you and your loved ones. And so I want to just take this opportunity to introduce to you Tracy Hewett. Tracy, it's so good to have you with us on today.
And thank you so much, Ronda. I'm delighted to be here.
Right, thank you, and thank you for being here. Now, I do want to just take this opportunity to share with you on today your empowerment challenge, which is this: get ready to vote. That's right, your empowerment challenge, get ready to vote. And so today I want to just take this moment to briefly introduce you to Tracy. She's going to share more about herself in just a moment, but I do want to just share that Tracy, her educational background, she graduated from the University of North Carolina. She holds a BA degree there, and she is summa cum laude. And she also graduated from North Carolina Central University School of Law, JD magna cum laude. Now, currently, she is an attorney with the Mecklenburg County Public Defender's Office, and she also has had some other great experience in the past. I'll let her share that with you briefly or momentarily. But I want to just take this opportunity to have Tracy, first and foremost, to share with us a little bit about you, where you're from, what it was like for you growing up. We want you to know Tracy the person, aside from Tracy the attorney and Tracy who is running for district court judge.
Absolutely, and thank you, Rhonda. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, just a little ways away from here,
Okay.
and lived in Detroit, Michigan for a few years.
Okay.
Ended up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and graduated high school, and as you said, finished college. In between, I worked at the Charlotte Observer for 21 years, and then I started doing some volunteer work along the way, being a guardian ad litem, which is the voice of the child in court,
Okay.
being a mediator, which restores relationships, and I actually was trained and licensed to become a foster parent.
Awesome.
I was doing all of this while I was working at the Observer, and all of that began to lead me toward the courtroom.
Awesome, awesome. So let me ask you, in terms of growing up and you making the decision to go into the career path that you've gone into, what was the big turning point in your life that made you make the decision to go into the direction that you have today?
Absolutely. There were really three things that sort of came together at the same time. And I'd been working at the Observer for some time. My daughter was probably about 15 years old, and I was going to a church, Siegel Avenue Church. And if you know that, it used to be right across the street from Piedmont Courts at that time, which was a housing project. And I really got to pray with and worship with the people that lived in Piedmont Courts.
Okay.
I saw their struggle, and I saw that they were working so hard to take care of their children and get to their jobs, 2 or 3 buses. At the same time, I was learning about folks that had so much less than I did. Our preacher kept preaching the same thing: we're not called to be comfortable. And that started really resonating with me, because fortunately I did have a comfortable life. But as I began to look and see what I could do with my talents, I saw that perhaps I could do more to help people in the community. And that was a turning point for me, doing the guardian ad litem work, getting the foster parent training. And the Bible verse that spoke to me was, where you put your treasure, or where you put your time and talents, that's where your treasure will be. And I think I just misquoted that, but you can say it better than I did.
Well, yeah, you did good.
And I began to feel like I knew that one of my talents was talking with people and relating to people, and I just have a compassion for people that grew out of that work at Siegel Avenue. We used to have a Wednesday program where all the children, I mean all the children from Siegel Avenue would come across the street. We'd have Bible study and dinner together. And I worked with that program for 5 or 6 years. And this compassion begins to grow inside you, and you start listening, okay, what can I do that will better the world? Now that sounds very selfless, but as you know, you get as much back as you give. So that was one piece of it. All the community service work, the volunteer work, really a growing compassion for people. At the same time, my work at the Observer was getting more difficult. As you know, the newspaper business started getting more difficult in about 2000. So those were two things. Let me tell you the third thing.
Okay.
That was I had a teenage daughter. Okay.